Have you watched this trouser part of it? Please, if you haven't watched, use the link below this video to watch this trouser part of it, or there's a card that will pops up during this video. Use it and watch this trouser part of it. And because we are creating a top for this trouser, this is the one we are creating today. And to prepare your mind against what you see and what we have on the thumbnails is the sleeve. In this very one, the sleeve is going to look like somehow funnel sleeve, okay? And also in this one, I'm using this flower color design material, while the one on the thumbnails is the plain material. I've already have a tutorial on how to make exactly what we have on the thumbnails. I'm going to attach a clip of it here in this video. Check my playlist on top/blouse and watch the plain one if that is what you are going for, but everything remain the same apart from the sleeve and the color of the material I use. Everything is the same, okay? This is the one I made previously. It's up on the channel already. Check my playlist. So at this point, I was here to iron it out. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. In case you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Grace. Do well to subscribe, turn your notification bell so that YouTube can notify you each time I upload a new video. So I start by folding my material into two. I come down by 1/2 inch and draw the line. I have my starting line, which is also my shoulder line. I have a bust point, which is 11 inch. Our waist is 17. The length of this top is 19. So what we have left as a folding allowance is 1/2 inch, okay? So we have 1/2 inch as a folding allowance. So moving on, at this bust point, I'm going up by 2 inch. This 2 inch I'm going up is the chest line, our chest line. This top is a free dress, so I'm actually marking 9 inch plus 1/2 inch as the shoulder measurement, plus 1/2 inch, that is 9.5 for the, I mark 9 inch because it's going to be free on arm. I even add 1/2 inch for stitching allowance. The same measurement I have at the shoulder is what I'm going to input on this chest line, which is 9.5, okay? I'm going to input that same measurement I have at the shoulder, which is 9.5, and I connect it on a straight line. And that this straight line has become our armhole line, okay? At this chest line, I'm dividing our bust circumference into 4, plus 1 inch for east and 1 inch for sewing allowance. At the waist, I'm going to divide our waist circumference into 4, okay? Plus 1 inch for east. Let me mark it at the hem at once. I'm dividing at the hem line. I'm dividing our waist circumference into 4, plus 1 inch for east and 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I'm going to connect it like this. I'm marking the width of the neckline 3.5, and for the back neckline, the depth of my back neckline, I make use of 2 inch. So I connect it this way. At the shoulder line, I come down by 1 inch and I connect it back to the neckline this way. I will be adding 1/2 inch for sewing allowance at this shoulder line. I'm trying to make this line to be obvious for you to see. So I'm adding 1/2 inch for sewing allowance at that shoulder line. Starting from my shoulder slope line, I find the midpoint of this line, and from that midpoint you can decide to mark 1 inch to be a guide for you, and you curve it out this way, okay? After which I'm cutting it out. We are going to use this back piece as a pattern to cut our front piece, okay? So moving on to the our front piece, I'm folding my material into two. I'm going to make sure that I have at least at the center front of this fold, the side that our center back is facing is also our center front. Okay, we are at least we have 1.5 inch. Then I'm going to cut everything out this way. Remember the depth of our neckline. We did not mark the depth of our neckline for the front, so we are going to cut the neckline soon. Just wait in a minute. So I'm marking at this center front piece. I said it now that the center back is facing the center front. So I'm marking 1.5 inch. Okay. I'm marking 1.5 inch and I'm connecting it on a straight line like this. Okay. So I'll be cutting it out. So ensure that you have this 1.5 inch before you cut out your piece. So after cutting it out, I'm going to cut the front neckline when I'm cutting the facing for the front. Look at what I'm going to do. I'm tracing out the shoulder line, and when I get to the neckline, I come down 2 inch from that back neckline. I come down 2 inch and I connect it to the width of the neckline. The width of the neckline remain the same while the depth of the front and the back differs. The depth of the front neckline is deeper than that of the back. Okay, so after that I'm tracing out the center front like this. Guys, pay attention to the way I'm cutting this particular facing because it's quite different from a normal way of cutting facing. Okay, so at this straight line I'm marking 4 inch. At this curvy side, this neckline side, I'm marking 3.5 inch and I'm blending it to that 4 inch point. At the shoulder line I mark 3.5. Okay, at the shoulder line I mark 3.5. At this straight line I continue to mark 4 inch and I will connect it this way. So in this pattern of facing, this facing go all the way from the shoulder line to the hem of my top. Please take note. So I'm cutting it one in order to manage my fabric. After cutting it like this, I'm going to place it on top of another piece to cut another one. You know the facing is going to be two because our front piece is two piece. Ensure that you place it right side facing each other. Okay, let it be right side facing each other. You cut it. If not, you end up cutting only one side. So when that is done, our facing is ready. Moving on to the next step, which is the back facing. Okay, for the back facing I'm cutting it on fold. I'm using a regular way of cutting facing to cut the back facing. Okay, so I'm cutting it on fold. From that folding you mark 3 inch. You can decide to mark 3 inch, you can use 3.5. It's all good, it will come out beautiful. So I mark 3 inch and I'm going to connect it and cut it out. This facing we are cutting is for the back piece. Okay, so when we open up our back piece, this is what we have, and we place the facing this way. I have to pin it down because I don't want to after everything I start looking for it. Okay, so this is the front facing. I place it like this, right side facing each other. I will take it to my machine, stitch it down flip it, notch it. After stitching it face, I'm going to notch it. Then I flip it to the right side and top stitch before I come down and stitch the center area. Okay. So I've gone ahead to stitch it down. This is our back piece is ready. I also joined aiming gum. I also joined aiming gum while I was stitching it so that I'll be able to iron it flat. Okay. For this front piece, I've also go ahead and top stitch even the center front where the button will be. I've gone ahead to top stitch it. Okay. And I've placed it right side facing each other and turn the shoulder. For this very one, this is how you are going to place it. You shape the side and you turn your shoulder this way. You place it the two shoulder like this. You use the front facing, you flip the front facing to the back and stitch it down. Let me pin it down so that you can see. I've pinned it down. So after stitching, we'll have something looking like the other side, very neat and very clean. From this shoulder line, I'm coming down by 7" and I connect it like this. At the center front, I'm going in by 3". Okay, you can decide to make use of 3" or 2.5. Okay, so I come down sorry, I go in by 3". This is the piece for our button holder. The length of this piece is 3.5. Okay, while the width of it is 4.5. Just wait, you're going to understand what I mean. I told you the length of it is 3.5. At the side seam, I'm coming down by 1.2". I place my tape like this and find the midpoint. I told you guys it's 4.5. Okay, so I'm going to connect it to the center like this, and this is how I'm going to stitch it down. I will also stitch the two sides down like this. So guys, after stitching, I'm trimming the I'm cutting it out like this so that when I flip it to the right side, everywhere will remain flat. Okay, you can decide to notch it first before you trim it out, especially this curvy area, but I've chosen to trim it out like this because I'm going to top stitch on it. Okay, so when I flip it to the right side, I'm going to have something looking very beautiful like this. You can decide to make your button cover pocket cover. This thing is like a pocket cover. You can decide to make it bigger or smaller. This is how I'm going to position it. Starting from that 7" and that 3" point, we are going to place it like this and stitch it down and even flip it to the right side and top stitch. After that, this our button. We are going to place button on it. You can decide to make it 4 button, you can decide to make it 5 button. It all depends on what you want. Okay, I think from the thumbnails the lady make use of a 4 button, and in a previous video I make use of 4 button, but because the button I'm going to input on this one are smaller, I'm going to put about 5. I'm going to put about 5 to 6 button. Okay, so we are about to cut our sleeve now. I fold my material into 2. I come down by 4" from the edge of it. I input our armhole measurement, which is 8" plus 1" for stitching allowance. And I'm covering it like this in a slanted S. Okay, I told you guys at the aim of this sleeve, I mark the edge. I mark the edge and I connect it this way. So this sleeve is not going to be, the aim of this sleeve is going to be free on her, so it will look like a funnel sleeve. I'm using this same sleeve as a pattern to cut the other side of our sleeve. Okay, so I make sure the folded edge align and I'm cutting it out. Guys, you can see that after cutting it out, he actually run out of shortage. The material was not long enough, so I have to follow the direction of this second sleeve and trim it out. After that, guys, I've gone ahead to attach my button. It's only at the top that I will not attach a button. Only one space that I will not attach a button, but the rest I've gone ahead and used needle and thread to stitch it down. Guys, if you don't understand this video, already have a video on this channel on how to make this similar top. Please do check it out. So the next step is to attach a sleeve like this. You are going to stitch it down like this, and after stitching it down, the two sleeves done. Guys, I almost skipped this part. Please try to ensure that the center fronts you overlap each other by 1 inch. Remember, we keep 1.5 inch for the button allowance, and we have used ½ inch to turn the facing, so overlap each other by 1 inch. And I make sure that the armhole align, the joining, that joining allowance align, the aim of it also align. I'm pinning it down so that it will be easier for me to stitch it down on top of the machine. I'm also going to ensure that my sleeve align, guys. At this point, I've already gone ahead and weave it down. You can see that I weave it all around, so it's very easy for me. I've also aimed the bottom of this top by ½ inch. Remember, it was ½ inch that was left, so drafting it, so I've aimed it down. And when we flip it to the right side, this is what we have. So this one button, I will go take it to a market and install button holder, because I don't have button holder machine. So after attaching a button holder, we are going to fix our button, and that will be all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. See you all in my next tutorial. Bye. I love you.